on the GoToWebinar control panel to allow all attendees to hear you. This system will notify you once you begin your broadcast. The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hey, everyone. All right. So any of you guys that were in the last session, you now know that Dwayne is not going to be in this session. I'm going to give it a couple of minutes here and let other people show up. All right. And then I'm going to go through my part of it. And then I'm going to do a moment in time like I did this morning, which, I mean, I'll shut my stuff off right now and then we can talk about it. We can talk about it in a few minutes. Hold on. Let me just shut it off. Log off. Exit. Okay. Now, in a few minutes, what I will do is go over what I think the market's going to do from exactly where it is right now. Okay, go through all our indicators and what the indicators are telling you and all that. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. Let me get out the question box in case anybody happens to type a question in. And I have other meetings that I have to do after this. So I'm going to go through this. I'm going to go through my moment in time. And if there aren't any questions, then I'm going to end the afternoon session for today. All right. Now, Dwayne has some stuff he has to deal with today. He talked about it yesterday. He talked about it in partners meeting last night. He's been talking about it for the last couple of weeks. He actually talked about it last month when he thought it was last month. But all of that hopefully is going to get taken care of today in a short amount of time for him. It'd be great if it's done already because it was supposed to start it a half hour ago. But anyway, I'll give, what is it? I'll give until 12:05. At 12:05, I'll just go through my spreadsheet like I always do. And go through the trade setups like I always do. And then we'll be able to, let me just see. Yeah, we'll be able to go through a moment. I gotta find the right thing that I'm looking for here. I think it's this one. Yeah, it is this one. All right. So I'll put it down here for a sec. And let's see who's in there. Nara's in here. Sydney Tom. All right. I was going to give it until 12:05. All right, there it is. All right, good afternoon, everyone. Today is Friday, the 29th day of April, the last day of the month. 29th day of April, 2022. So if you have not taken a free trial with us and you want to, then go here to eminitrainingschool.com, right? On eminitrainingschool.com. All you have to do is scroll down here to where it says 1 week free trial, put in your first name, your email, and your phone number. You can tell us the biggest trading challenge so we can tailor one-on-one training just for you. All right, hit the send button and you'll be sent a confirmation link. You must click on that confirmation link to get the free trial. All right, if you don't click that link, we don't know that you took the free trial, so you gotta make sure you click on it. All right, recap. Now today, I know yesterday I said I was gonna try to get this to be 20,000 today. You can see I missed it by 158 bucks. If I'd have just been trading this morning, I could have done that easily. But oh well, it is what it is. We got pretty close to what we got yesterday, is what it ended up being. But today, if you're going to read the spreadsheet, you got to read all the CFTC risk disclosures down at the bottom. Today is the 29th day of April, 2022. 34 ticks in crude, 5 ticks in gold, and 45 ticks on the ES. Put us at 952.5 on the morning session. Today it took 6 minutes and 2 trades to get to the goal for the day. At that point, we're up $105 a contract. And we took a total of 19 trades this morning. So on the month now, we're going to end the month of April with $19,842 a contract. That's over 20 trading days, averaging $992 per contract per 2-hour trading day. All right, we've gone 144 consecutive days since our last down day, and 82 out of 82 business days so far this year, getting our goal. That puts us at $89,751 on the year. That's over 82 business days, averaging $1,094 per contract per 2-hour business day. Okay. If you were to quit trading when you got your goal for the day, you would only work 11.45 hours. 11.45 hours so far this year, and you would have averaged $2,313 per hour, right? That is per hour. So that's pretty good. Well, they vary right now, Nara. Crude oil's got the most margins. Right now, crude is still at 100% margin, I think. The place to see that, hang on, it's shut off in here right now. But the place to see that would be here in DT Pro. Like gold, the margins in gold are, well, hang on a second. Let me see here. Yeah, there it is. The margins in gold. Here, if we scroll this over like this, let me show it this way. The margins in gold right now are, I'm trying to find, give me a second, I will find it. Give me a second here. If I go here to help and contract margins, this is what I'm looking for. The margins in indices. Right now, the day trading margins for the ES right here, $750. Day trading margins for the ES. The energies, crude oil is the most expensive right now. Okay, the day trading margins, they're pretty much full margins on crude oil right now. You can do the mini or you can do the micro if you want. Those margins are a lot less. But gold, if you go to the metals, gold right now is right here. 4,500 is a day trading margin for gold. Okay, so that's what you need at DT Pro, right? Now, not all places have those margins, but that's what you need at DT. Okay, so crude oil is the most expensive, but I mean, you can trade. Well, in the beginning, for you particularly, if you're going to start doing our stuff, you want to start trading in sim to begin with, and then once you've had 10 consecutive days of profitability, then you switch to one contract, and you can switch to one contract in the micros if you want, so you're not using margin, really not using much margin, and get good with the micros. And I don't recommend scalping the micros, but if you're just doing it just to get your feet wet, then it's okay. But I don't recommend any long-term scalping of the micros because you get killed in commissions. But you can start out with the micros and then work your way up to the larger contracts. Okay. I am doing the regular crude. Nara, I'm doing it with the regular crude. Okay. All right. I finished all this, right? I did, I think. So I can put this down now, right? I think I did. Okay, if you have any other questions, I'm happy to answer them. But I want to go through the trades that I did and all that stuff too. Right. On gold, I hardly had any trades today. So I was only up 5 ticks. Started out right here. My first trade on gold was right here. I picked up 3. I feel like I had more trades than that. I might have just not written them down. But right here, I picked up 3 trades on that one. I missed the follow-up trade. I missed a trade there. I missed a trade here. This is the highest probability trade right here that I missed. Had a break-even trade there. I don't know why I have a beginning arrow and not an ending arrow. I might have actually picked up some more on that one. I might actually picked up some more on that one that I didn't write down. This is what I was looking at when I shut the charts off this morning, and I did a moment in time. Had another break even right there. Looks like I picked up something here, and then another break even. So I went from 3 to 5 somewhere, and then I had another break even. And that looks like the end of my gold trading for the morning session. I was looking at target numbers down here at the end of the session today, or toward the end of the session. All right, there was a trade here that went down to here. I ended up not getting filled on it. And then during the break, bounce off the BBC right here, highest probability trade. And a bounce off the BBC right here, highest probability trade. Okay, so those of you guys who were just doing the highest probability trades, I was going over that this morning. There was one here and one right here, both profitable trades. And that was it. If you're using DT Pro, and that's just right now. Okay, it's not always like that. Okay, right now, because of the volatility, the margins are high on crude, but they're not normally that high. They're normally down like 2,500, 3,500 down in that range. Sometimes even less than that. Okay. All right, so on crude oil, this right here, highest probability short. I missed it, went right exactly to where I thought it was going to go, then pulled back. Right in here, we picked up, what did we get on that one? 2 ticks. This was a range that I thought price was going to go into. I actually thought it was going to do it over here, but it did it a little farther on. Then we picked up 8 ticks there to get us to 10. All this was my moment in time during the morning session. I said I thought price was going to go up, then come down, and then go back up. And it did all that. It just didn't do a big pullback. It just did a little pullback. But at the time, all we could see was this. It was like this. Okay. And then it did all this stuff here where we didn't have anything. All right. So I didn't do any trading right here. There was no trading. At that point, we were still sitting at plus 10. And then went all the way over to here before I started trading again. I got a break even there, then a plus 5, then another plus 5. So I went from 10 to 15 to 20. A break even there, then a plus 4 to get me to 24. And then a break even here. There was another nice trade here, a second highest probability trade right there. And then a 10 tick trade here to get me to 34. And that was the way I ended the trading for the morning session. There was one more short trade right in here that I missed. And then we get into the break and highest probability trades only. There was one right here that worked out. And that was it. Just one during the break. All right, now the ES. We scroll all the way back here on the ES. Yeah, one thing, when I get back to the spreadsheet, I'll show you something in a minute. All right, okay. When I get back to the spreadsheet. All right, so here on the ES, we had a short right in here. This is where we started, and I believe this is where we got our goal for the day. No, it isn't. We got 6 ticks on this one. We got 6 ticks on this one and 3 on the gold. That's how we got the goal for the day. That's how we ended up with 105. But we had 6 ticks here. All right, then I missed the long trade right here. I missed the follow-up short trade right here, and I missed the long trade right there. Then back here, we got 5 ticks to put us at plus 11. All this chop happened, and we didn't have a single trade set up. More chop. There was one trade set up right here, would have been a break even. More chop. And here we went a break even, and here we went from 11 to 17. We got 5 ticks, 6 ticks. Right, 11 to 17, yeah, 6 ticks. Okay, then there was a whole bunch of not really good trading, not really good looking trades happening in here. You see the slingshot's kind of messed up here. It wasn't doing anything up here. Then it started to move down and give you something, but then the black step line crossed and disqualified it. Could have argued for a short right here, momentum short that didn't really go anywhere. If you stuck it out through the pullback, it did end up going somewhere, but there's a lot of waiting in there. You got over here, and then there was a long opportunity in here, but right here is where I started doing the morning moment in time. But there were a couple of trades in here. You see the slingshot down here was giving bullish separation. In here there was a trade, in here there was a trade, in here there was a trade, and in here there was a trade. The cycle wasn't going down too steep right there. And I missed all of that. And this was our moment in time. And in this moment in time, I said I didn't really want to trade because the cycle was flat toward the middle. I believe that's what I said. No, what I said is this was already in a trade. That's what I said. This was already a trade that triggered right here. And I was expecting it to pull up to here and go down to here, or go down to here and pull up to here. So it didn't make it down to here, but it did make it up to there. And I can say what I'm expecting in the moment in time, and I'll do that at the end of this, after I do the spreadsheet again in a minute. And then you get to see what it actually does do. But when I give you the moment in time, I'll tell you exactly why I think it's going to do what I think it's going to do, and then we'll see what it actually does do. In this case here, we would have already been short from right here and taken some profit or break even on this trade, right? And then it didn't give a follow-up trade. It did pull up to where I thought it was going to pull up to. It didn't push down to here until way over here, right? And then there was a really nice trade here that we missed, and that was all while I was talking. Okay, and I think I stopped talking right about in here somewhere. And then it looks like I didn't trade again until over here. Now we were at 17 ticks at that point. And here we picked up 14 more, it looks like, or something like that. 12 more. We went from 17 to 29, so we picked up 12 more right here. Okay, and then we had a big trade right here. We went from 29 to 45, so we had 16 right there. And I think that is where we ended. Nope, we had 2 more trades in here, 2 more break evens right at the end. I was trying to get my numbers up, but I didn't quite make it. See, during the break, only highest probability trades during the break. There was one right here. Only highest probability trades. That was it, just the one. There were a lot of second highest probability trades, but just the one highest probability trade. Okay. And that was the morning. So let me go back to the spreadsheet for a second. This is the last day of April 2022, 4/29 April. If you're going to read the spreadsheet, you got to read all the CFTC risk disclosures down at the bottom. The 34 ticks in crude, 5 ticks in gold, 45 ticks on the ES, put us at 952.5 on the morning session. Today it took 6 minutes and 2 trades to get to the goal for the day. At that point, I was up $105 a contract, and it took a total of 19 trades this morning. So on the month, we're at $19,842. That's over 20 trading days, averaging $992 per contract per 2-hour trading day. We have gone 144 days since our last down day, and we've gotten our goal in 82 out of 82 days so far this year. That puts us at $89,751 per contract so far this year, averaging $1,094 per contract per 2-hour trading day. All right. And if you were to quit when you got your goal for the day, then you would have only had to work 11.45 hours so far this year, and you would average hourly $2,313. Okay, $23.13 per hour. All right. Now I know there was something else I said I was going to do. No, was it something else I said I was going to do for you? I can't remember if it was for you. I know I said I was going to say what I think is going to happen. So let's just draw a line where we are in price right now on all of these. I'm going to draw a bar before. Like that. Okay, and then the moment in time, based upon what the indicators are saying right here and what all the DOMs are saying right here. Let me bring out the DOMs so you can see all the DOMs, okay? Where are they all? Here they are. The crude DOM. Hang on. The ES DOM. And gold DOM. All right. So on gold. All right, now right here, the way it is looking right here on the chart, when the green line is all the way down into the cycle and the cycle's at the bottom like that, that is the beginning of a short trade. Okay, it's the beginning of what a short trade looks like. So what I expect will happen here is price will pull back. Seeing what I see in the DOM, I expect price will pull back to here. I expect it will pull back to here. Okay, now I'm going to change the color of that so we can go back and look at it later and know that it was not a normal thing. Here, I'll change it to this color. Okay, I'm going to copy it. Okay, so I expect, seeing what I see in the DOM and what the indicators are telling me right now, I expect it'll pull back to here. And then once it pulls back to here, it should push down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It should push down to, let me paste, here. Okay, that's what it should do when I turn it back on. Now, there's just as good a chance it'll just go straight down to this number right here. Okay, but if it pulls back, it shouldn't pull back too deep. You should get another trade opportunity right here. What we want to see is the green line get up above the cycle. Okay, like this one back here, this was your highest probability trade. I'm going to slide this off to the side now because we don't really need it. This was your highest probability trade back here, where the MA1 was red and going down, the cycle was red and going down. You had your pullback, you had your cross, you had your trend, you had everything. It hit the BBC and gave the down close. If you were to look at the screenshot with the handout in it, this one right here, I mean, it's like a carbon copy of the highest probability trade right here. See, it pulls back, hits the BBC. Everything's bearish, cycle's red and below the green line. Everything's red below the green line, everything. Okay. So that's what we had going on right here. Now this is the second highest probability trade. As long as the cycle stays red on the pullback, that would be the second highest probability trade. That's what I think is going to happen with gold. Okay, now crude oil. Right now this is really mixed up. You see right here we have bullish separation and we're trading below the BBC. So is this the beginning of the cycle reset, the middle of the cycle reset? It's just chop. It's not really, it hasn't been buried in one direction or the other, so it's just chop. It's saying don't do anything right here. This says just stay out and wait for it to establish some direction. The DOM is agreeing with that. You see how all these numbers right here are all bunched, and all these numbers right here are all bunched. The DOM is saying it's just going to be, it's going to consolidate right in this area right here. I can paste that thing back here. Okay, right in this area. Well, where is price right now? It's at 652. So the area it says it's going to consolidate in is right in here. Okay, so it's saying right there. It should be a miss. Okay, that's what crude oil is saying. It's basically saying don't trade it right now. That's what crude is saying. Okay, and the ES actually gave a trade back here, and then it gave another trade right here. Now this isn't a trade that I would do because it's going into a weekly trading zone, but it gave a follow-up trade right here. That is not a trade I would do, but it's a trade that did work out so far, and it should continue to work out. The ES should put in a new low of the day. That should be coming up right now. And you see how it's on. The green line has gone through the cycle, so it's time for it to pull back. You're in the bottom of the weekly trading zone, so it might get a bounce right here. I don't really see a good bounce number for it to bounce back up to. But what I do see is that it should go through the weekly trading zone and end up putting in a, well, down at the low of the day. And the low of the day, I guess, if price right now is at 42.06, it's 1, 2, 3, that'd be 42.05, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4204, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4203, 4202 and a half. So it's looking to me like it's going to go down to right about here. Okay, now it's probably not going to do that all at once. It's probably going to go down, then pull back up, and then go down again. And depending how deep the pullback is, it might mess everything up in the slingshot down here, because you see how the cycle started to move up. It's moved down again because of this leg down. If it continues down before it goes back up, then the slingshot should be good, and we should be okay for that trade if it comes together that way. But I don't know if it's going to. Okay, so that's the real curious thing right now. Is it going to pull back up here? Right now, is price going to go back here and then push down to here? Or is it just going to push straight down from here down to like here and then pull back? Because I don't think, I don't know for sure, but I don't think that it's going to go straight down here. It would surprise me if it went straight down there. I think what it's probably going to do is this first one, pull back and then go down. Okay. That's what it looks like to me. Does anybody have any questions about that? Because now I'll turn it back on and we'll see what it actually did do. Anybody? Okay. Well, that is my moment in time. So let me turn it back on. I'm going to, when I'm done with all this, if there are no more questions, I'm going to shut this whole session down because Dwayne's not coming in and I have other meetings to schedule and do like right after this one. So if you guys have questions for me, please type them in, okay? Now it loads back up. Let's see how we did. Okay, so we obviously put it in a new low. The ES went down. Yeah, that's pretty much a given, okay? Okay, so the gold, I was thinking here. This was the bar before. So we had this bar to show. And I said I thought the gold was going to pull back up to this level. It pulled back up one tick away from that level. It looks like, yeah, one tick away from that level right there. And then I said it was going to go down. And it went down through that level and kept going. Okay, so the gold, we pretty much nailed where that was going to go. The pullback in, the pushback down. The crude, I thought it was going to chop around right here, but it didn't. It wasn't giving us anything to go on at that time, so there was really no trading, and I just thought it was going to consolidate here, but it turns out it just wanted to go down. So what happened with the crude? Did we get a trade set up here? Let's draw a trend line and see if we had one right here. It looks like we had one break-even trade. There was one trade here that you could have taken a little profit on, or probably a break-even. It spun around, gave a highest probability long trade right here. Okay, that's what you could have nailed on gold right there. I'm not gold, the crude. And then it gave a highest probability short trade right here. And I was saying in the last session to the guys that were in the last session, if you just do the highest probability trades, just wait around and do the highest probability trades, you'll do all right. Right, here's two of them right here, 2 examples, 3 examples. And this is while I was talking. Right, there's another one right here. Now this one would have pulled back pretty deep. This would have been a little harder to take because the cycle wasn't going up at a nice steep angle, but so it would have pulled back pretty deep and then worked out well. And then there were no other higher probability trades in there. So the ES, you can see the ES went way down, but let's go back to where we were talking about it. Okay, right back here. Now, I wasn't sure if it was going to pull back, go down and pull back and then go down again. And that it looks like that's what it did. Okay, I know I had these things. I wasn't sure if right here at the bottom of the zone, this was the first one that I drew, if it was going to pull back and then push down. It didn't do, hang on. I'm trying to grab the yellow thing. You know what, let me move that out of the way so I stop hitting that there. Okay, it didn't do this part, that part. It made a big move down, then it did this one right here. Okay, so this part here where it moved down, and then this part here was the pullback, and then this part here was the follow-up push down. So it did all that stuff pretty much. Now the thing I was worried about was what the slingshot was going to look like on this second push down. Remember I said I didn't know if it was going to, if this was going to go down far enough to bring the cycle down to give you another shot at the the short trade after that. And if we move all these arrows out of the way and we take a look at it this way, could you have drawn another trend line in there? You know, the trade would have been from right here for this leg down, and I was expecting it to get down to this level right here. It did make it down there, and it did actually pull back once it got down there. And if you look right here, was your spot for the pullback, and the slingshot was set up for it. So you could have gotten short again right here, or the next leg down to right there. Greenland got down into the cycle, it pulled back and did it one more time, but you didn't have the slingshot set up for it. Okay. On GC, my arrow is obscuring a tail. On GC. Back here. Yeah, this tail right here was obscuring it. I think you said that a few minutes ago. Yeah, you said that a few minutes ago. Back here, it was obscuring this tail that pulled back up. It's right in there. But so everything worked pretty much the way that we thought it was going to. I mean, this went down further in the beginning part, but it did pull back and give another leg down, and that's what we were looking for. Okay, the other arrow. Is there another one? Is there another one in here? Oh yeah, there was another wick right here. You were right. So we had two pullbacks up to there. Okay, so you wouldn't have had a trade right here. The trade would have been right here. It wouldn't have been this first one. It would have been the second one right here. Okay, so I was expecting a pullback, and we did get the pullback twice. And then we got the push down. And so right now what I'd be expecting is a push up. And if I look at my DOMs, you know, let me turn everything back on. I did. Okay, so if I look at the DOMs, 656 is the first spot and 660 is the next. Okay, those are the spots that I see that it should go to. Okay, if it's going to go, it should go there. Gold, we'll see if gold's given anything to us. It is 1911 on the gold on the upside, 1909.2 on the downside. If it stops going up right here and it pulls all the way back here, it's going to change the look of everything. And there's a good chance of that happening. The reason I say there's a good chance of that happening is because the green line's all the way up into the cycle already. We're hitting dynamic resistance. So look for another trade setup, but keep that in mind. Did we just hit all those numbers? Kind of. And we'll go over here on the ES and see what that's looking like. Let me get my ES DOM up. Hold on. On the ES, it's starting to set up a short trade. You have bearish separation. We put in a new low of the day right here, I believe, at 90.50. Yeah, it does want to go down through 90.50. Right now, we should get a big push down. I don't know if it's going to happen right now because the slingshot's not set up just right, but we're going to get a new low of the day, and the new low of the day is going to be below 41.90. Okay. That is my take on the markets. See, the slingshot's not right for the move down yet. But mark my words, we're going to go down below 41.90 at some point. It's just not happening right now. All these numbers just got hit. And this one is given another bounce off the BBC right here. This normally would be a highest probability trade, but you see how it's a momentum trade because it closed above the MA1 off the BBC, and we have unbroken dynamic resistance. It's not a great looking trade. You know, you'd have to bump your stop to break even as soon as you get any profit in it. All right, Jeff, you have a great weekend too. All right, so right there on gold, you would have to bump your stop to break even. So you'd probably end up with a break even trade there. The better trade on gold would have been this one over here, the highest probability bounce off the BBC, followed by a second one right here that went up so far up to this level. And this is the range you're going to be in. All right, on crude oil right now, the next level up is really pretty close. It's right here at 62, and then the next one after that, there's one at 70 and one at 75. If it's going to keep going up, that's what it's looking like. Okay. And here on the ES, see, I didn't like the slingshot down here, but it's going to go down here to this number. I don't know if it's going to give us a trade setup, but it's going to put in a new low of the day down here to 41.90. If you look at that on a larger time frame back here, those of you guys that were in the morning session with me, Adrian's not in yet, but Adrian asked this morning, Adrian was on the trial or the open house or something this morning and wanted to look at the 30-minute. I said, if you were doing a 30-minute the way you would normally do things, you would have looked for the down close right here and shorted there. Your stop would have had to be way up here, but your target would be way down here. So we haven't gotten all the way down there to that target number yet. but you can see when I said that, price was like right in here. I think when I said that this morning, somewhere in here, in this bar, I think was being created. That's view larger time frame, folks. All right. All right. Hey, we got more of a crowd in here than we normally have on a Friday afternoon. All right. Well, if anybody's got any questions, you know how to get a hold of me. You can email support at any of our websites, support at mytradingiq.com, support at eminitrainingschool.com, support at CFRN.net. They all go to me, Valerie, at support. Okay. So if you have any questions, you can email any of those. And if not, I hope you all have a great weekend. And I'll talk to most of you on Monday. Okay. And anybody that I have an appointment with this afternoon, I'm going to create those links and send them out right now because that appointment is going to be starting very soon. All right. All right, Joseph. Thanks for coming, everybody. Have a great weekend.